Hello YouTube. I just want to update you guys on what's going on with my effexor. So, I'm in town for the weekend. I'm not up in Hamilton. There's gonna be a couple of new videos out fairly soon. I'm hoping, but I found this kind of important to do in the moment. So it was last week that I made the decision to start coming off of effexor, which many of you know is a notoriously difficult medication or antidepressant to get off of. I've gotten off of Cipralex before, and it was very difficult for me. Even titrating down relatively slowly, I mean over weeks and months I'm talking, I still had probably a month worth of brain zaps before they started getting better. A lot of shortness of breath, kind of a panicky feeling, just overall uncomfortable. So I kind of know what SSRI withdrawal feels like, even though there's going to be many of you out there saying, oh, you don't know it until you experience effexor withdrawal. Nothing compares to effexor withdrawal. And from what I've read, that seems to be the consensus. Anyway, so I want to test out how I feel off of SSRIs and SNRIs. Yes, the lows are gone, but I also feel like in some way it's a mood stabilizer. You are kind of, I wouldn't call myself emotionally flatlined, but it seems to have taken away some edge of excitement as well, which is a positive emotion in some cases for me. So, so I decided to come off of effexor, and just to test it. If I'm too anxious, I can go back on it. But you know, let's try it. Why not? I've been on SSRIs or SNRIs for probably 6 years now. Okay, so I think it's worth a try getting off of it. Anyway, so I went to the doctor. So it's Sunday right now. So I went to the doctor last Monday. Okay, so less than a week ago, and he thinks it's a good idea too. He thinks it might be worthwhile to see how I am off of it. So I asked him, how do you titrate off of effexor? What do you suggest? Because I know a couple of people. One of the easiest ways is to open up your current dosage capsule, at least in the XR version, and there's pellets inside which contain the drug, and you take out a couple of beads per day. So a couple of beads more per day, and eventually you're left with nothing. So that could take a while because there's probably, let's say in a 300 milligram capsule, there's a couple hundreds of beads. So that's going to take you like a long time, but that's a surefire way to totally avoid withdrawal. Mind you, it's going to take you a couple of hours and very tedious tweezing to get out graduated amount of beads from these capsules. So I knew I at least wanted to make major cuts in the dosage, at least in pill form, first before I start dealing with beads. Anyway, so I asked him what's the best way. What's the best way to do it? And he said, well, he's actually had a couple of patients that are able to go off of it cold turkey, but that's kind of rare. And from what I've read online, that seems to be very rare. Good for them. But what he did was he gave me, he said, go at your own pace. And so he gave me like a lot of 75 milligram pills and a lot of 37.5 milligram pills. So I could play with the dosages, right? And yeah, so the overall message was go at your own pace. You could cut out 75 milligrams every 4 days to a week. So I kind of didn't listen to him, or at least I wanted to test out a theory before listening, before following that rule. And with me and my doctor, he kind of trusts me to kind of do my own thing, and he knows I won't do anything really stupid. Anyway, so so what I did first was, so I'm on 300, so on Monday I immediately cut down to 150 milligrams, and then the next day, perhaps I'm feeling overzealous again, I cut down to so I take two 75 milligram capsules, open one up, chuck out half the beads, and take take one full 75 and one with half. Take that. Next day, 75 milligrams. Day after that, half of the 75 milligrams. Um, so I'm going pretty fast, and I'm expecting to hit this wall, like, of just withdrawal symptoms. Anyway, it's Sunday now, and today I took 37.5 milligrams, which is the smallest pill you can get. And tomorrow I plan to open up a 37.5 milligram capsule, throw half out, take that, and yeah, in the next day, unless something really hits me within the next 3 days, I'm just gonna quit it. The brain zaps, I'm feeling very subtle ones now. It's almost as if I forgot to take the medication. It's a little less intense than if I had forgotten to take the medication. So within less than a week, I'm already down to 37.5 milligrams. I'll let you know in the next day or two if I'm totally bedridden, but I seem to be moving pretty fast and not noticing all that much. In fact, I'm noticing improvements in my mood, which is kind of counterintuitive. The improvements are this. I notice, like I was watching a documentary yesterday, and when one of the characters was talking about something emotional, they started tearing up, and I felt it too. Like I normally feel something, but it seemed a lot richer now, with less of the medication in my system, with nearly all of it gone, compared to the 300 milligrams I was taking. So, and also I noticed that my excitement, I'm excited about things too. Maybe I'll make a video on it. I'm really into now traditional shaving. I know I have a beard, but my neckline, I always used to get like razor bumps and stuff. So now I'm using like a safety razor and trying to find this routine. And there's a huge, I don't know, fan base, what you would call it, or users for classic wet shaving tools online. Straight razors, safety razors, just single blade stuff. Anyway, so I'm buying things online, and I'm like getting excited when it comes to shipment. Like normally I always like track the shipment, but now it's like I get like really revved up, probably more so than I really should be excited for this kind of stuff. But anyway, it feels good to me, and it's I kind of missed all of that. I seem to be more patient in things too. A lot of the time I feel like I have like a my way or the highway kind of view on a lot of things, and now I seem to be almost more adaptable. I mean, this is just some observations within the last couple of days. So I don't know if they're going to stick around or if it's more of a placebo effect, but I definitely do feel different in terms of my emotional depth. The highs are higher, the lows, well, I haven't really encountered any lows, which is great. But the anxiety is non-existent. Like I took a bus back into town today, and normally I get pretty anxious on the bus, like I needed the music, and I'm just sitting there, and it's like I don't notice any difference being on 37.5 milligrams, which is like, I don't want to say negligible, but compared to 300 milligrams that I was on, it's very small. And of course, like I'll need to kind of judge everything again once the medication is completely out of my system, probably sometime next week, depending on how the drop from 37.5 milligrams is going to go. But I'm very hopeful. Anyway, I'm just offering an alternate video to some videos you might see online about effects or withdrawal difficulties. This seems to be one of the easiest medications I've ever tried to get off of. Once again, I hope these statements aren't premature. I might be totally bedridden tomorrow, but I'm seeing no hint of that right now with these major drops in dosages. So I don't know really what to think anymore. I'm very optimistic, and that's a good thing. Anyway, so I just wanted to say what's going on with the medication and why I want to get off of it. I got a couple of video ideas coming up. I want to do one with my boyfriend. I know you guys have been asking for that on my coming up video. But with the Asperger stuff, I feel like I've kind of exhausted my like the stories. Like I think what I have online right now with the Asperger's is a really good analysis, like very in-depth analysis of what happened when I was a kid and when I was younger. I always mention in the videos like when I was younger. So it's like I don't know how much more I could do about that stuff unless an idea comes to me. I'm pretty sure I covered most of what happened in my early childhood. But a lot of the stuff later, stuff that I don't even like talking about until now, I would definitely consider. In future videos. So this is kind of where some of my ideas come from. One that I'm thinking now is there's I had a anyway. I'm actually not going to spoil it. It's an idea, and so you should see that video up in a bit. I'm not giving it a determined time, but anyway, hope you enjoyed that video, and so that's what's going on with me and some of my medication decisions. So after this, I'm just going to be on mirtazapine, 20 milligrams. Is that right? Yeah. Yes. Like 22.5 milligrams at night to help me sleep, and that's the only medication I'm on. Whether I'm going to try getting off of that, that's a whole other story, and that might be time later on. But right now, mirtazapine is a medication I'm very happy with. It's very functional. I notice I sleep better with it. Like, it's a medication. Sleep medication has always been a part of my life, and it's, in my mind, it's still a rather a necessity, not something optional, not something I would like to test out without. Maybe I will. Maybe it's nice to get totally off medication, but considering I was on 5 different prescription medications at one point, I'm doing fairly well, fairly fast within this time frame of just deciding that, you know what, less chemicals is better. Anyway, with this effexor withdrawal, your mileage may vary. I don't recommend my titration schedule at all. It could end up very badly, but for me, I'm pleasantly surprised with it. Anyway, so I'm going to do one more update when I'm totally off of it, maybe for a couple of days, to let the blood levels completely drop to, negligible levels of effexor in my blood, and then I'll make final judgments about how I'm feeling. But meanwhile, thank you for watching.